Private Joe Barnes hunched down in the mud outside Cassino, Italy, in the winter of 1944, his helmet battered and boots soaked through. Above, artillery echoed through the ruins, shaking the ground and rattling nerves, or whatever nerves were left after weeks of shellfire and sleepless nights. Bombs thundered in the distance, but Joe was writing letters home. "Dearest Mom," he scribbled, "don't worry about me. The weather's nice, the food's good. Choplin sends his love. Haven't seen much action." He smiled sadly at the words, part truth, mostly fiction. If his mother believed him, she might sleep tonight. Joe, meanwhile, hadn't closed his eyes for more than an hour in 3 days. The news from Cassino was grim. Hundreds of Americans had fallen. Mud and blood mixed in the trenches. But his mother didn't need to know the details, and neither did his younger brother, who devoured every word in the letters they shared at the kitchen table back in Ohio. Why did he and thousands of soldiers pen gentle lies? It wasn't just because every V-mail envelope ran through Army censors who blacked out anything graphic, negative, or demoralizing. Joe had learned early that telling the truth was no comfort. Early in the campaign, he'd written, "I don't sleep much. The bombs keep us awake," only to receive a panicked letter from home. So from then on, he erased the horror, swapping stories about getting mail, seeing local children, or sharing cigarettes with his best friend Frank. Sometimes Joe's words hinted at fear. "Don't listen too much to the newspapers, Mom. Things aren't as bad as they say." Other times, he hid behind jokes about the Italian spaghetti. "I think I miss your meatloaf more than I miss Cleveland," knowing it would make his mother smile. When rations ran low, he wrote about the K-rations as if they were a treat. "Had a chocolate bar yesterday. Best thing I've eaten in months," even though he'd share it with 3 other GIs. The sound of bombing was impossible to ignore. Roofs collapsing, buildings burning, the sky alive with shrapnel. But Joe never wrote about the night raids or the moments when he wondered if the next shell meant the end. When his unit lost men, the letters home glossed over it. "We're pushing forward. Everyone here is in good spirits." Army censors cut out negative news, but Joe understood that his words were armor, as much as the thick steel helmet above his brow. Life outside of Cassino was a war of hunger and cold. The rain turned the ground into soup, and every sunrise was a gamble. Would they be bombed again today? A chaplain tried to lift spirits, passing out copies of scripture, leading prayers for boys who were gone by sundown. When Joe wrote about the chaplain, he didn't mention the funerals. Sometimes honesty crept in, barely. "Pray for Frank, he's having a rough go of it." Those were code words. His family learned to read between the lines, to spot worry hiding in polite phrases. Joe's mother kept all the letters, tied with ribbon in a box she kept for luck, reading over them every night and ignoring the headlines that screamed, "Cassino battered again, losses mount." After the war, Joe returned home. His mother asked him to tell her what really happened, and he shrugged it off, smiling. "Wasn't so bad, Mom. The boys took care of each other. I missed your apple pie." But at night, in silent moments, Joe struggled with the noise in his memory. The sounds, the loss, the sight of destruction he never wrote about. Thousands of families preserved these letters, gentle lies and hopeful promises kept in attic boxes and faded envelopes. Joe's mother believed every word. She needed to. It was how families made it through, trusting in the fiction that everything was fine, that their boys would return, and that "don't worry, Mom, it's quiet here, and the food's good," might somehow make it true.